Okay, let's unpack this really intriguing whisper that's, well, it's getting louder in the tech world. We all know OpenAI, right? The force behind ChatGPT really pushing what these large language models, LLMs, can do.
Yeah, these incredibly powerful AI systems, like ChatGPT itself,
Hmm.
they're trained on just vast amounts of text and code. They understand, generate, process human language like nothing before.
Exactly. But here's where it gets really interesting. What if this software powerhouse is quietly making a move into hardware?
Hardware, that is surprising.
Right. And if they are, why? It feels like a pretty unaccepted pivot, especially, given some of Sam Altman's past comments about sticking to software. So our mission for this deep dive is to explore exactly that. OpenAI's potential shift towards hardware. We want to understand the motivations, maybe get a glimpse of what it might look like, and really importantly, dig into what it could mean for, well, for all of us and our digital future.
And we're basing this on some solid reporting, right?
Yeah, our source material today is a fascinating recent piece from Windows Central. It draws directly on interviews with Sam Altman himself and OpenAI's COO Brad Lightcap, so pretty close to the source.
Okay, sounds good. Where do we start?
Let's jump right into the why now. The core problem, as Sam Altman puts it, is pretty stark. He claims current computers, well, they were designed for an AI-free world.
An AI-free world. Think about that.
Yeah, I mean, the very foundations of modern computing.
And that's not just like a throwaway line.
Yeah.
It points to a fundamental limitation, doesn't it?
Right.
Traditional hardware processors, memory, the whole architecture, it was all optimized for tasks driven by humans for predefined calculations.
Right, not for AI.
Definitely not built for the dynamic, context-heavy, often massive parallel processing that advanced AI demands. If you try running really sophisticated AI on hardware not built for it, you hit bottlenecks. It stops the AI reaching its full potential. It's like trying to win a Formula One race in a minivan. Just not going to happen effectively.
That makes perfect sense. And that limitation seems to be exactly what Brad Lightcap, the COO, is getting at. He talks about this vision for transcendentally good AI.
Transcendentally good. Okay.
Yeah, he says today's AI devices are inherently limited. To get to that level, AI needs, and I'm quoting here, a ton of context and a ton of awareness to figure out the right response in any arbitrary situation.
Wow. A ton of context and awareness.
Imagine, just for you listening, what that actually means for a device. What would it really need to know about your life, your environment, your intentions to genuinely anticipate what you need?
It's a huge amount of data and processing power and understanding. And stepping back a bit, this isn't just OpenAI saying this. It lines up perfectly with what we're hearing from other tech giants, too.
Like who?
Well, Google CEO Sundar Pichai, he echoes a really similar sentiment. He basically says achieving AGI, artificial general intelligence, is next to impossible with today's system.
It's impossible. Wow.
Yeah, and his quote is quite specific. Computers, software, and hardware, just the way we think of current computers, were designed for a world without AI. And now we're in like a different world. And what you want out of hardware and software is changing quite rapidly.
That's a powerful consensus building, isn't it?
It really is.
It emphasizes this isn't just OpenAI's view. It's this growing belief among, some of the biggest players that the very foundation needs a rethink for the AI era.
A fundamental rethink.
But hang on, making completely new hardware, that takes enormous investment, right? Isn't there an argument that maybe software tricks and clever workarounds could squeeze more out of current systems, delay the need for this huge hardware pivot?
That's a fair point, absolutely. And you can argue that software improvements help. We see more efficient AI models, techniques like quantization to reduce memory needs, things like that.
So incremental gains.
Exactly. Incremental gains. But what Pichai and Altman seem to be saying is that to make a quantum leap, to get to that transcendently good AI, you hit a hard ceiling with the current architecture.
Oh, okay.
It's not just about going faster. It's about fundamentally rethinking how information is processed, how it's accessed, to enable a whole new class of AI capabilities. It's like designing something that can fly, not just drive faster on the ground.
Okay, that distinction is really important. Incremental versus quantum leap. Got it. But before we dive into OpenAI's specific plans, maybe let's ground ourselves. What's the current landscape for AI hardware? What's actually out there?
Well, the obvious example, the one everyone probably thinks of first, is Amazon's Alexa.
Right. Probably the most widespread piece of consumer AI tech around.
True. But, and this is a big but, this is where the reality check hits. Despite how many homes Alexa is in, Amazon's device division reportedly faced huge financial challenges.
How huge?
Well, the number floating around is staggering, losing something like $25 billion between 2017 and 2021.
25 billion, wow.
Yeah. And even now, Amazon's launching this new subscription, Alexa Plus Mag, and working on a refreshed assistant. But apparently, parts of their own development team are skeptical.
Skeptical about their own product.
They doubt it'll be, quote, a compelling enough product that people will actually pay for, especially with all the other subscriptions everyone already has.
Yep.
I mean, let's be honest, who needs another monthly bill, right?
Tell me about it. Streaming, gaming, productivity. It adds up.
It just shows the massive uphill battle for consumer cash. This isn't just a grim statistic, it's a really stark insight. Even for a giant like Amazon, with all its resources, this consumer AI hardware market is treacherous. It's capital intensive, and delivering something truly compelling is incredibly hard.
So that's the daunting landscape OpenAI is stepping into.
Precisely.
Which brings us to the question, what makes an AI hardware product compelling enough? And that seems to be exactly the challenge OpenAI is tackling head-on with some big strategic moves. And this is pretty big news, former Apple design guru Jony Ive.
Jony Ive. The Jony Ive.
Very same. Renowned for the iPhone, the iMac, all those iconic designs. He has reportedly joined OpenAI as its new design lead.
Wow. Okay, that's significant. But there's more to it, isn't there?
There is. What really stands out is the scale of the acquisition that came with him. OpenAI didn't just hire Ive. They also acquired his AI device startup, IO.
And the price tag.
I reported $6.5 billion.
$6.5 billion. Okay, this isn't just dipping a toe in the water. This is a massive statement of intent.
Absolutely. The source we read suggests Ive could help OpenAI develop a device that leads to the, get this, biggest tech disruption since the iPhone launched in 2007.
That's a bold claim. iPhone-level disruption.
It is. But looking at the bigger picture, this move, acquiring Ive and IO, it uniquely positions OpenAI. They can now compete directly with giants like Microsoft, Google, Apple, Samsung in this AI-powered device space.
They're not just a software partner anymore. They're potentially building their own rival ecosystem.
Seems like it.
Yeah.
Now, as for what this mystery device actually is, Sam Altman's been pretty cagey.
Keeping it under wraps.
Very much so. He just says they're exploring a couple of ideas. But he did offer this tantalizing quote. He said, "Don't you just want to wait and be surprised and get some joy?" He continued, "It's been a long time since the world has gotten a fundamentally new kind of computer. Like, let us try."
A fundamentally new kind of computer. That phrase again.
Yeah. What does that even mean in this context?
Well, it certainly suggests something way beyond just a smartphone with better AI, right?
Right.
Or a smart speaker.
Definitely not just an upgrade.
No, it implies a paradigm shift. A device designed from the ground up to use AI in ways current hardware just can't. It's about enabling that transcendently good AI we talked about, the one with a ton of context and a ton of awareness about your life.
It sounds like science fiction almost.
It really does. The implications are huge.
And speaking of that deep context, Altman also brings up a really human point. He highlights that people will need time to adjust. Using a computer in this new AI-driven world won't be automatic.
That's crucial. It's not just about the tech specs.
Yeah.
It's about us, how we adapt, how we interact with it.
Yeah, because this isn't just asking Alexa for the weather.
Exactly. It's about a much deeper integration. Users might need to actually trust the technology. Trust it to understand the context of their lives, maybe even make judgments on their behalf.
Trust. That's the key word, isn't it?
It really is. And that brings the human element right into the center. For you listening, are you actually ready to trust a device with that level of intimate context? Trust it with decisions.
It's a big question.
A huge one. This isn't just about a new gadget appearing on shelves. It's potentially a fundamental shift in how we interact with computers, with AI. Moving towards a world where AI deeply understands us, anticipates our needs, maybe blends into our lives in ways we can't even fully imagine yet.
It's a massive leap, not just technologically, but in how humans and computers relate.
Totally.
Okay, so let's quickly recap our deep dive into OpenAI's hardware plans. Their pivot seems clearly driven by the limits of today's computers.
Yep, aiming for that transcendentally good AI.
And it's a bold move, bringing in huge names like Jony Ive, spending billions on acquisitions.
Suggesting something potentially as disruptive as the iPhone back in '07.
And the goal, hinted at by Altman, isn't just an upgrade, it's a fundamentally new kind of computer.
Right. Something built for this new AI era.
Okay, so here's a final provocative thought for you to chew on as you go about your day. If OpenAI actually succeeds, if they create this fundamentally new kind of computer that can truly understand the context of your life, that can make judgments for you,
Yeah.
how might that change things?
How might that transform your daily routines, your decisions?
Even your sense of self in a world that's becoming more and more AI driven, something to think about.